Hello, people. Welcome to the volume, surface, and lateral area review. All right, so starting off with, what is volume, surface area, and lateral area? So remember, the volumes is the number of 1 by 1 by 1 inch cubes, like a dice, if you think about it in terms of inches. If you could fill a shape with those dice, how many would you get, right? It's the amount of space inside an object. Surface and lateral area have to do with the outside of the object. If you think about a box of cereal, right, how much cereal is in it would be the volume. The actual area of the volume the area of the box, the actual, like, if you total up all the area of the sides of the cardboard, what that area would be. Great example would be like you want to fill up a pool and you want to paint the outside, right? So the amount of water you need is volume. The paint going on the outside would be the lateral area for our pool, because we don't paint the bottom. We also don't paint the top, right, because that's where the water is. That's the lateral area. So the lateral area is the area of all the lateral faces. Those are the sides, right, but not the bases. The surface area would be the total area of all the outside faces, top, bottom, and the lateral faces, okay? So remember, the volume of ball prisms can be figured out with the area of the base times the height, where B is the area of the base and H is the height. And then if the shape is a pyramid or a cone, it has a 1/3 attached to it. So it's 1/3 the volume. And then the sphere has its own formulas, and that's 4/3 pi r cubed for volumes. So you can see all the formulas here for yourself. You can use them as we go along here, okay? All right. These formulas are, for the most part, on the formula sheet. They're about all that's on there for us, but they're there. Okay, first one's Cavaliers Principle. So if we have these two stacks or two objects, and they are, let's tone this down a bit, okay? We want to know whether their volumes are the same. So even though they're disheveled a little bit here, or if this was leaning sideways this way, they would have the same volume. And what we want to mention is the fact that the area of the base and the cross-sectional area, so the cross-sectional area is all the same, the heights are the same, the volumes are going to be the same. Okay. Conversions, make sure if you're doing a conversion, you figure out the conversion factor. Those are on the top of the formula sheet. And then if you need to convert from cubic units, you want to make sure you do that first. Okay, so if you calculate the volumes and then you're trying to convert, it's going to be a little tougher. But essentially, if you're doing cubic centimeters, it's 100 centimeters cubed. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the first one. So a gallon of paint will cover approximately 450 square feet, and artist wants to paint all the outside surfaces of the cube measuring 12 on each side. So if you think about this cube, right, where all the sides are 12. So 12 here, 12 there, and 12 in the front. What's the least number of gallons needed by the paint? So volume, we're talking about surface area. So the surface area essentially is just all the areas. There's really 6 bases. It's really 12 times 12 times 6. The way we did it up here was it's the perimeter of the base times the height plus 2 times the area of the base. Let's just see how the formula works. If you forget, though, just area times the number of faces. So pH plus 2 times capital B. Perimeter is 12 times 4, right, which is really 48. The height is 12 plus 2 times the area of the base, which is 12 times 12. So we get 48 times 12, right, which is 576, plus 12 times 12 times 2, which is 288. And we add those two together, and we get 864. And that's the surface area. Now remember, what you could have done is just 12 times 12 and then times 6. And you get the exact same thing, okay? So it works either way for us here. And then it's 450, right? So if we take 864 and divide it by 450, we get 1.92. Since we can't have just 1 gallon of paint, the least number we need to buy is 2. Okay? So 864 divided by 450 equals 1.92. So we need 2 cans. Okay, the volume of the sphere is 36 pi.